The story kicks off with a mysterious emblem of pick-me-up, hinting at some grand adventure or mission. The wind rustles as we are introduced to a grand structure, possibly the headquarters or a significant location for our characters. The scene shifts to an imposing building, perhaps a hub for our protagonists. A character reflects on a chance given to them, suggesting a scenario where they must prove themselves. Inside this world, a master oversees events, aware of who contributes and who shirks responsibility. It's like a game where every move is monitored and the stakes are high. We see a smartphone interface showing characters in action, highlighting those who are favored, possibly for their bravery or skills. Han and Jenna get the spotlight here. Suddenly, a command is issued for Jenna and Elson to head into the synthesis center, sparking concern. Jenna hesitates, but Han reassures her that nothing bad will happen. Elson, visibly worried, questions the consequences of entering the synthesis center. Han, with a serious tone, mentions that actions will be judged, adding a layer of tension. An argument erupts as one character feels unjustly dragged into this world. Han counters, suggesting there's more going on than meets the eye. A surprising twist. Another character appreciates Han's honesty for the first time, indicating the heat is on as someone gets called out. This guy's sweating bullets while being asked if he wants help. The vibe is tense, with a load of what-ifs hanging in the air. Someone's not pulling their weight, and everyone's just about done picking up the slack. Things take a turn for the intense as we get a close-up of a mouth spitting harsh truths. The crew is tired of the cleanup game. Our boys gotta step up or ship out. White space, folks. Sometimes you just need a breather, or maybe something's about to go down. Boom! We're met with the sight of a massive, mysterious door. It's got that don't come in unless you're ready for something crazy vibe. Will you synthesize? That's the million-dollar question. But wait, someone's trapped, yelling to be let out. The tension's cranked up to 11. Someone's swinging fists, and in the background, we've got a redhead watching the chaos unfold. It's heating up, folks. A scream pierces the scene. Our stressed-out dude is really feeling the heat now. Whoa, our guy's literally lighting up, engulfed in blue flames. This ain't your average Monday morning. Another white space. Maybe it's cooling down or gearing up for something big. Level up time. Jenna's got a new skill, Eagle's Eye. Things are looking up for her, literally. Redhead's scratching her head trying to make sense of it all. One moment, there was a dude. Next, he's turned into light, and poof, gone. In this cutthroat place, if you're not useful, you're out. Someone's looking at their crystal ball and seeing their own end. With a resigned look, one character is ready for what might come next. It's all about survival here, folks. Two characters are getting the side-eye from Destiny. Who's it gonna be? The suspense is real. Two dudes are standing there, probably wondering if they're next. The tension is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Alright, so here we have this fiery girl, all pumped up and shouting. Next, Han and Toby. She's got that wild look with her red eyes and dark hair. Definitely not the type you want to mess with. A mysterious hand point follows that intense call-out. Whoever's next better be ready for something big. Ah, here's Toby, and he's a bit of a nervous wreck. He's all struggling to get his words out. Poor guy looks like he's seen a ghost. Then we have Han, cool as a cucumber, standing there with this. I got this vibe while Toby's freaking out in the background. Suddenly, there's this loud ha echoing through the room. Someone's having a good time, but it sure ain't Toby. Things escalate quickly as Toby's eyes widen in pure terror. He's shouting, are you sending me back home? Something's definitely up here. The suspense is killing me. Toby's convinced he's going home, yelling out him leaving this place. Meanwhile, Han's just like, sure, you can delude yourself into believing that. Cold, Han, real cold. An ominous vibe fills the air as we see a building, and the text reads, Synthesis complete. Toby has become light and disappeared. Whoa, what just happened to Toby? Meanwhile, our boy Han's leveling up. He's got a new skill, composure. Guess he's taking this whole situation in stride, unlike poor Toby. Here comes Han, strutting down the steps like he owns the place. Someone's watching him, probably wondering what Han's deal is. A blonde guy pops up, telling Han, you got lucky. Seems like Han's got some admirers, or maybe some rivals. The scene shifts as Han walks past, his face partly hidden. Whoever this blonde guy is, he's sticking close. Now, a red-haired girl steps in, giving Han the lowdown. Apparently, if the master thinks you're not needed, poof, you disappear. What a way to keep folks on their toes. She follows up, asking Han why he looks so gloomy. Didn't he complain about cleaning up after them? Guess Han's got some mixed feelings about this whole ordeal. Our fiery-haired protagonist is having a bit of an existential crisis, wondering if she'll end up like the others if she becomes useless. The stakes are high, with every floor boasting stronger monsters and summoned humans. It's a real-life game of lime. The floor is lava, but instead of lava, you have terrifying monsters. The mysterious, blurred-faced dude drops the bomb. You'll either die or become a sacrifice. Talk about a motivational speech. I see, you knew it all, huh? She retorts, probably thinking, thanks for the heads up, Captain Obvious. Mystery Man is all like, listen to what your father told you, which is basically the equivalent of void. Because I said so. Our red-haired heroine is all eyes and ears, trying to figure out which side she's supposed to be on. The advice is simple yet profound. Stand on the correct side. But which side is that exactly? Fast forward to the next day. The scene shifts with a suspenseful calm before the storm. Our heroine is fired up, ready for action, and declares, "I'll be in your care," with a level of enthusiasm usually reserved for free pizza. Meanwhile, the mysterious dude questions her dietary choices. Did you eat something wrong? Maybe she's just high on adrenaline. She's adamant about the promise. You said you'll save me if I stand on your side, right? Clearly, she's not one to forget a verbal. You won't die as long as you do what's required of you, so don't worry. A mysterious voice chimes in, pleading to be included as well. The scene shifts to two individuals standing outside. The red-haired girl seems surprised, while the dark-haired young man stands confidently with a weapon slung over his shoulder. A blonde-haired character appears, expressing regret for being a fool and causing inconveniences. He continues to apologize, promising to change his ways and acknowledging his cowardice in leaving the fighting to the others. He vows to change his ways, asking how he can regain trust. The dark-haired young man and red-haired girl look down at the blonde-haired character, who seems to have come to his senses and is willing to kneel in apology. Discussion about past encounters with monsters arises, with one character confessing to having known nothing upon arrival. Suddenly, a weapon is swung, and an exchange occurs where one character is impressed by another's fighting skills, which are attributed to determination and survival instincts. A spear is introduced as a weapon, with the blonde-haired character mentioning its ease of learning. The concept of melee, mid, and long-range fighting is introduced, with a humorous revelation about their categorization. The red-haired girl claps with enthusiasm, understanding the basic concept of melee, mid, and long range. In this intense scenario, we see a hand gripping a baton tightly. The speaker suggests that for three people who have nothing, this is one of the most effective combinations. They're gearing up for some action with whatever they can. In the heat of a tough training session, our blonde-haired dude is hunched over, gasping for breath. His opponent, whose face is blurred out, throws shade at his performance, saying, "Is this all you got, bro? It's not even a fight for your life." As the sweat drips onto the ground, the opponent hits him with a cold reality check. You'd be toast if I was a monster. A splash on the ground emphasizes the intensity. Enter the redhead, stepping up to question, "Yo, isn't this a bit much for day one?" But the other guy, still blurred out, stands firm, saying he won't drag along anyone who can't keep up. Blondie, trembling and clutching his chest, stammers out, "I have a younger sister waiting for me." The tension is high as the stakes get personal. With a heart-wrenching honesty, he admits, "You're better off than me. I have no one." The weight of his words hangs in the air. The mysterious mentor leans in, asking, "What would happen if you don't go back?" The question lingers ominously. A powerful gesture as the mentor reaches out, handing over a sword with a firm grip. Blondie looks on, gulping. The mentor continues, "If you get killed by monsters, it hurt like hell. You're better off getting synthesized instead." Harsh but real talk. Blondie's face is filled with resolve, sweat mixing with determination as he stares down the edge of the sword. With a firm warning, the mentor advises, "Don't start anything if you can't finish it." The intensity is palpable. The mentor's eyes glint with a hint of approval, seeing a change in Blondie. A smirk creeps onto the mentor's face, satisfaction in his eyes. The final panel shows Blondie's eyes, filled with a new fire. "The look in your eyes is better now," the mentor acknowledges, sealing this session with a sense of achievement. You've selected the weapon storage, level 1's annex building, the Blacksmith's Forge. Would you like to build it? Well, our main character here didn't hesitate and went for it, spending a whopping 500 gems to make it happen. Guess you gotta spend gems to make gems, right? With the forge built, our hero is now able to move freely. He muses about the blacksmith being available now, which seems to be a pretty big deal. Here's our protagonist, calling out to someone named Isella. But wait, who pops out? A tiny, fierce goth lowly character, questioning his authority. "Who are you to order me around?" she exclaims. Apparently, our hero is tired of the sass and demands a different response. Meanwhile, our little goth friend is fuming, literally, with steam and everything. She's not one to hold back. As the dust settles, our hero accuses her of being the one who sent tips to anything. He asks if she can use the internet, and boom, she confirms. Web surfing is her jam. Turns out, the tips she sent were probably from a strategy forum. She drops some knowledge about leveling and unlocking the blacksmith. But our hero wants to know, how do you know that? She casually mentions that Loki uploaded that info. Our protagonist seems intrigued, asking if she knows Loki. With a smirk, our hero reveals has a pick-me-up user too. But our little friend isn't impressed, reminding him he's still a low-level hero in the grand scheme of things. But here's the twist. She starts fangirling over Loki, calling him a master among masters. "Why do you like Loki?" the girl asks, with a mischievous glint in her eye. Her response? Because he's someone who makes the impossible possible. The guy seems to chew on this revelation, clearly intrigued, yet skeptical. "Oh, making the impossible possible, huh?" the guy retorts, with a hint of sarcasm. "Aren't you a pick-me-up user? Isn't that basic knowledge?" But the girl seems unfazed, her confidence unwavering. As the conversation heats up, the guy crosses his arms, seemingly lost in thought, while a fairy-like character flutters nearby, feeling sorry for him. The guy takes a breath, preparing to make his grand statement, while the fairy seems to be making a hasty exit. "What did you say?" the fairy demands, mid-flight, as if she didn't catch the guy's declaration. The guy's eyes glow with a mystical blue light, his face breaking into a confident, almost mischievous smile. "I am Loki," he reveals, his voice dripping with charisma. Why do you like Loki?" "Because he makes the impossible possible." "Oh, so he's like a magician or something." The conversation heats up as the tease continues. "You don't know that as a pick-me-up player?" Our mystery admirer is clearly enjoying this. With a serious face, someone commands, "Do it." But the person on the receiving end is left baffled with a big question mark above their head. What could this be about? A sprightly character bursts onto the scene, demanding an autograph like it's the last one on Earth. She's got that energy of a superfan who's not taking no for an answer. Our autograph-seeking friend is on cloud 9, imagining herself as a top member of the Ragnar Loki Club, whatever that might be. The scene shifts to a mysterious person leaning against a wall, holding a clipboard. The tiny character excitedly explains that the autograph could elevate her status in the Loki's fan cafe. The autograph enthusiast seems to be having a mini existential crisis, realizing she might have been bragging to the actual Loki. Whoops! Mr. Mysterious isn't too bothered, scribbling away on his clipboard. He casually mentions he's just a 1-star, so who's he to be cocky? Our little fan can't contain her excitement and shouts, "Wait, wait, wait! What could she be planning next?" In a low voice, the mysterious figure ponders about what will happen to Niflheimer without them, but admits they have no clue. As if answering the unspoken question, we learn that Niflheimer is a lounge in someone's account. Quite the virtual property. This lounge is no small fry. It's a massive 13-floor structure capable of holding 20,000 people. That's more than a cozy get-together. While the lounge boasts endgame-level infrastructure, the narrative teases us with a but. What could this mean? The scene opens with a mysterious figure leaning casually against a wall, arms crossed, like he's about to drop some truth bombs. Our spunky fairy friend is in full-on panic mode, flapping her wings and shouting about 20,000 troops. That's a lot of troops, man. But our cool guy is like, if you're that unhappy, send them off. As if 20,000 troops are just a minor inconvenience. No big deal, right? The next panel is a whole lot of leg. Looks like Mr. Mysterious is doing his best man of mystery impression, keeping things on the down low. Our fairy friend isn't letting up. She's buzzing around, throwing shade like a pro. I know, you're still only a middle-level admin that gets pushed around. Ouch, that's gotta sting. But Mr. Cool just keeps his calm, with a simple, I can't. The scene shifts, and Mr. Mysterious is pondering deep thoughts, wondering if the owner of anything is a human from Earth. Big questions, folks. Big questions. Now we're getting a bit sci-fi as the fairy explains the heroes aren't AIs. They're living, breathing human beings from a different origin world. It's a lot to process, but our guy is taking it all in. Another revelation hits like a ton of bricks. The fairy confirms Master Anything doesn't know that we're living humans. And just like that, the plot thickens. Boom. We switch to a game-like scenario with a giant player and chibi versions of our heroes. Has just a player who likes playing the game Pick Me Up. Sounds like a mix of fun and danger. The fairy spills more tea, saying the heroes face all sorts of danger since they're just entertainment products. High stakes in this game, y'all. Our guy's got questions, and he wants answers. Can I return to Earth, he asks. The fairy, a bit flustered, admits, I don't know. The mystery deepens. With a determined look, he pushes forward with more questions. Who brought me here? But the fairy can't answer. It's all wrapped in layers of secrets. Mr. Mysterious isn't fazed. He'll figure it out by climbing the tower, he declares. The view from above shows a grand compound. As someone questions, are the other masters' lounges the same as this? Implying a curious exploration of the surroundings. With a subtle shift to a celestial scene, a voice reassures Shimming. They are all a bit different, but the base is the same. This hints at a deeper connection or uniformity among the masters' lounges. The scene zooms into a contemplative character lost in thought, surrounded by bubbles depicting worlds. His expression is filled with ellipses, as if words fail him. His thoughts crystallize, so 1,000,000 worlds like this exist, revealing the staggering scale of what he's witnessing. The narrative takes an epic turn with Mobius' summon, suggesting a system that supposedly conjures infinite heroes. But hold on, it was all a big fat lie. Enter Quantum AI, where the heroes believed to be AI were actually flesh and blood humans. Plot twist much? With a roguelike flair, we learn that what seemed to be endless content was simply 1,000,000 separate worlds. Talk about false advertising. As the reality sinks in, a character reflects, to think the things in-game were the reality of another world. Mind blown, right? Regret hits hard as another character admits, my careless decisions for heroes could have been a death sentence for others. Yikes. Heavy stuff. A voice named Isel chimes in. If you want to climb the tower, listen to me. It'll help you climb it. A new ally or a mischievous guide. A cute chibi character appears with an obscured face, sparkling with enthusiasm and charm, adding a playful twist to the unfolding story. The scene shifts quietly to a training ground with wooden dummies. Jenna is putting on a show with her mad skills, slicing through air with speed and finesse that can't be pinned down to just a 1-star level. She's a natural with the dagger, picking up its principles quicker than you can say swordplay. Aaron, bless his heart, is struggling to keep up with Jenna's genius pace. He's sluggish, and let's just say, if this was a video game, he'd be losing lives fast. Jenna's feeling a bit cheeky, admitting she went easy on Aaron, who's now contemplating life from the floor. Someone's got to give him a pep talk soon. Enter the mysterious figure, giving Jenna a run for her money in the sass department. This little firecracker is not about to let Jenna get too cocky. Drama, drama, drama. More banter is thrown around as the tiny figure challenges Jenna's claim to being the #1 servant. Things are heating up, and not just because of the sparks flying from their argument. The tiny figure is now in full-on rage mode, declaring her position as the #1 servant to be unquestionable. Jenna's not backing down, though. The sass level is over 9,000. Our mysterious tiny figure gets a little too confident, and the response is swift and firm. Looks like someone needs a timeout to cool down. Someone's about to spill the tea on this whole #1 servant business. Stay tuned to find out who claims the title for real. Jenna's curiosity gets the better of her, but she's quickly reassured that the tiny figure is just an idiot. Harsh, but fair in this world of high stakes and higher egos. Jenna's on a new mission, dragging another character along to open a storage area. Isel's got the power to open it, so let's see what treasures or troubles lie inside. As they stroll towards the storage, a hint of excitement. The scene opens up in a dark, mysterious storage room. Han, our protagonist, stumbles upon some valuable resources: steel, leather, and planks. These aren't just any materials, they're the building blocks for something epic. Now, Han is not one to sit on his laurels. He's got plans, big plans. As he calls out to Isel, the forge gets fired up. Isel is right there, backing him up, ready to take on whatever comes their way. Han and Isel walk the cobblestone path with purpose. Isel is curious, asking Han about his grand plan. Han reveals his motive. He's done with his old, worn-down steel blade. It's time for an upgrade. The conversation with Isel takes an introspective turn as Han reflects on his identity. Half master, half hero. The revelation is profound, and Han wonders about the possibilities that lie ahead. With a determined gaze at the forge, Han contemplates entering domains exclusive to masters. His thoughts are consumed with ambition and the quest for mastery. In the heart of the forge, the air crackles with heat and anticipation. Isel questions Han's crafting intentions, Levitine or Brunak. Han, ever the realist, wonders if it's feasible in a place like this. A challenge presents itself. The facility is lacking, penalties are stacking up, and the success rate is described as horrible. Yet Han is undeterred, faced with a choice, to synthesize or not. The stakes are high as Isel questions if crafting is possible. Han, with resolve, decides to go manual. The fiery forge... All right, folks, we've got our protagonist standing there, looking all cool, while a young lady with gravity-defying pigtails is losing her mind about something called extreme hell. And no, it's not a new hot sauce flavor, but it sure sounds like a triple penalty in some intense game. Now, we find out this isn't just any game, it's a mini-game for the masters. Oh, you know it's serious when they bring out the big guns. But the rewards? Oh, they're spicy. Yes, spicy like that hot salsa you regret at 2 a.m. Shifting gears, we're thrown into a digital whirlwind. Cubes everywhere. It's like Tetris on steroids. And the clock is ticking. 3 minutes to solve this puzzle or face the wrath of, well, whatever happens in extreme hell. As the digital cubes continue their rain dance, our hero is having a moment of doubt. Can't even tell the shape? It's like trying to do a jigsaw puzzle with the lights off. Then, with a flick of the wrist, our protagonist picks up a cube. The girl with the dramatic braids is watching in the background, probably thinking, "This dude's got moves." Unbothered, our protagonist simply says, "No problem. Yeah, no sweat. Just another day at the digital office." And it's on. The game kicks off with a dramatic start. It's like a call to action, a digital trumpet sounding off. Our girl with the pigtails is having a full-on geek-out moment. She's calling our hero's hand a god's hand, the legendary thousand hand. I mean, talk about high praise. In a dazzling display of digital dexterity, our hero is making those cubes dance. It's like a light show in here. Boom, huge success. Han, our hero, has crafted a well-forged longsword. Whoa, where did she come from? A gothic chibi character just pops in, looking all excited and pointing at something shiny. It's like she's saying, "Look over there." And honestly, who wouldn't be curious? Ah, the spotlight's on a well-forged longsword, ranked C. It's sturdy, light, and sharp, but let's not get carried away. The materials may be a bit loose, but hey, they've been fixed up with some serious skills. Definitely not your average backyard sword. All right, so we got our mystical sword moment, but now it's time for a quick pause with some shoutouts. Remember, folks, for the fastest releases, check out Asura.g. Han's eyes are glowing with determination as he unleashes a barrage of magical energy. This dude's got some serious power in his hands. Ding ding, it's a crafting spree, and Han is on a roll, creating a balanced shortbow C with complete success. Who knew crafting could be this epic? The crafting success train keeps chugging along as Han creates a sharp long spear with yet another complete success. This guy's on fire. And just when you thought Han couldn't get any cooler, he whips up a hard iron shield with, you guessed it, complete success. What a crafting master. Han seems a bit bummed that all his creations are C ranks. He blames the materials, but a little goth-looking fairy is egging him on to make more. Han's not having it, though. He wants to keep things low-key and not get his master all suspicious. Wise move, Han. Infinite gotcha. The art is by Wasak Basak, an adaptation by Cho Wuna. Let's dive deeper into this magical world. We're floating into a serene scene with leaves drifting gently through the air. It's the calm before the storm, folks. The scene shifts to a lush, tranquil forest. It's peaceful now, but you can feel the anticipation build. The scene erupts with a fiery-haired individual leaping into action, wielding a massive weapon with enough force to split the earth beneath. A blinding streak of energy follows, cutting through the air with unstoppable momentum. The sheer force of the attack continues to surge, leaving a trail of devastation in its path. The relentless energy does not wane, maintaining its intensity as it progresses. The attack concludes with a thunderous impact, leaving the ground shattered and the enemies dazed. On floor 4, the objective is clear: conquer by eliminating all foes. Our heroes are pumped, feeling the pressure of the task ahead. Concerns arise about the potential theft of their hard-earned rewards, but there's reassurance that using the exclusive weapon feature will prevent any such mishaps. A sassy harpy comments on their small team size, hinting at the difficulty of their mission. With a tactical plan in place, the team aims to take down the harpy while ensuring the safety of their allies. The goblin-like adversaries, with their menacing red eyes, prepare for battle as one of the heroes promises to give it their all. The battle is on, folks. Our brave adventurers charge forward, weapons at the ready, against a monstrous foe with gnarly claws. The air is thick with tension and the sound of clashing steel. Just as the fight heats up, the monster lets out a terrifying roar, making one of our heroes, Aaron, feel the chill of fear, and his stats take a nosedive by 30%. That's one way to get a power cut. Meanwhile, our blonde warrior is swinging his weapon with all his might, but his face is blurred, leaving us guessing what's going through his mind. As the dust settles momentarily, the red-haired girl, with the fiery spirit to match her locks, yells at her comrades, "Get it together," as if they needed a caffeine boost mid-battle. Our blonde warrior, still shaking off a slap that seemed to rival the force of a hurricane, wonders aloud if they're ready to face the consequences of failure. Like, is he okay with dying? Talk about a motivational speech. With a determined look, our quiet hero clenches his fist, ready to dive back into the fray. The stakes are high, and there's no room for hesitation. The battle resumes with a renewed sense of urgency. "Don't make a fool of yourself," echoes through the battlefield, as everyone regroups to face the enemy head-on. "I ill try not to," responds the red-haired girl, showing that even in the heat of battle, humor and amidst the chaos of battle, a blonde warrior fiercely wields his spear against a monstrous foe, while a red-haired archer provides backup with her bow, showcasing a dynamic duo in action. Meanwhile, a black-haired fighter is seen delivering a powerful punch, surrounded by the whirlwind of combat, and leaving no doubt that this battle is intense and blood-pumping. As the dust settles, a message appears declaring the stage cleared. Aaron levels up, and Han gets the MVP title. The rewards include some shiny coins, iron ores, and leather. Sweet loot. With the battle over, a weary Aaron feels the weight of not having contributed much. But hey, at least he leveled up. Standing in the aftermath, Aaron wonders aloud about his fate. But hold up, he's been added to the favorites. Things are looking up for our guy. Reassured by his companions, Aaron learns he's still in the game and a favorite now. Has surprised but stoked about his new status. Overcome with joy, Aaron can't help but shout it out to the world, celebrating his achievement with a victorious "I made it." Aaron is on cloud 9, letting out a triumphant roar, celebrating his place. All right, folks, picture this. A red-haired person, face blurred for that extra mystery, chatting with our main dude. We're talking Subordinates, and it's like a sequel. Number 1 was a hit, now on to number 2. Subordinate? Nah. Our guy isn't entirely buying into this whole subordinate thing. He's got that skeptical vibe going. Next, we find our guy striding through some epic double doors, pondering the concept of subordinates. He's got a sword in one hand, a shield in the other, and a lot on his mind. As he delves deeper into his thoughts, he reflects that his subordinate number 1 is actually Cirrus from Niflheimer. Intriguing, right? The scene shifts, and we get a glimpse of some cards with impressive stats. We're talking 6 stars, level 99, and divine skills. It's a party of 5, and our guy might run into them in the tower. Enter the tower, and it's all about the AFK game. Cirrus, the Vice Master, is handling Niflheimer, while Urneth is also in the mix. Are they AI? Well, they're wise and smart enough to make you wonder. As the tower looms, it hits our guy. They weren't AIs after all. The plot thickens. Inside the tower, the atmosphere is electric. Flames flicker, and there's a sense of grandeur and mystery. From above, two figures appear, standing tall and ready. The scene is set for some serious action. And now, Cirrus and Urneth, two key players, are having a chat. Cirrus is about to head out, and Urneth questions the decision. With urgency in the air, Cirrus reminds Urneth, under the sparkling night sky, a mysterious hooded figure tells someone they won't be seeing them off and hands over an investigation assignment. It's like a detective movie, but with more cloaks and drama. Our cloaked friend continues, leaving everything, perhaps even the dishes, to the armored character. Trust issues? Nah, just delegation at its finest. The plot thickens. The hooded figure mentions the elusive master's whereabouts. It's like a treasure hunt, but with more sparkly stars and less pirate hats. As if on cue, the armored character strides away, cape billowing dramatically. Someone's been practicing their superhero landings. We get a dramatic shot of floating leaves, because every good story needs mysterious leaves floating about. And poof, it's a blank slate, perfect for pondering the mysteries of life, or maybe just where that armored hero is headed next. Hold up, it's like a video game, just leveled up. The lodging is now at level 2, and our heroes can now break limits like they're in an anime training montage. Wait, there's more. A restaurant has finished construction. Good food for heroes? Someone's living the dream. Peek into the new dining space where tables await the feast of champions. Virtual ambience, anyone? The training center hits level 2 as well, making our heroes even more efficient. Time for some serious gains. The workshop is getting a makeover too, combining all sorts of crafting shops into one epic equipment workshop. Time to craft some legendary gear. Wow, our red-haired friend is in shock, eyes wide open as if they've seen a ghost. They're gasping, trying to figure out what just went down. The suspense is real, folks. Things are getting interesting, as our curious redhead wonders if this master person is a great mage. It's like trying to figure out if your new boss is a wizard or just really good at Excel. Enter another character, a blonde guy in a vest and a mysterious figure with a blurred face. They're standing by what seems to be a magical fountain. The redhead is still amazed, pondering how this master can pull off such magic tricks. The plot thickens as we learn that the master is putting their money where their mouth is. Apparently, they're making it rain cash in this magical world, and everyone's buzzing about it. Heroes, battles, and all that jazz. Looks like the master is getting a kick out of this live-action RPG, treating these real folks like they're part of a video game. But wait, plot twist. These aren't game characters. They're real people. It's like finding out your online friends are actually real-life superheroes. Moving on up, the higher they climb in the tower, the swankier the waiting rooms get. Our mystery gamer is probably an office worker who's done his homework and is ready to splash some cash on this game. Oh, look who we have here. A quirky character with twirly hair and a money bag, giggling away. They're comparing the master to a broke student, clearly impressed by the spending power. Apparently, this master is shelling out 65,000 won like it's pocket change. In this game, gems aren't just handed out like candy, so the master is playing it smart by investing those hard-earned bucks. Our blurred-faced protagonist is quietly pondering the economics of the game. Gems are rare, and a player who spends is a player who wins. Cha-ching. Summoning time. The master is about to call forth 10 heroes. It's like throwing a party and hoping only the cool kids show up. With a determined look, the master is all set to summon again. Meanwhile, our red-haired friend is still processing this whole summoning gig. It's go time. With the house set up, the trio is ready for a housewarming. They're about to throw a bash that'll have everyone talking. Oh, and did we mention there are 2 ways to summon? Let's see what— Behold, a plethora of shiny cards and coins sprinkled around like a treasure chest exploded. Looks like we've stumbled into a place where luck and wealth are just a card draw away. But wait, there's more. Sparkling gems are also in the mix, luring everyone in with their tantalizing glow. But hold up, the gems aren't just for show. They're part of a cunning ploy to get folks to splash some cash. Of course, the latter is better in order to tempt users into spending money. The classic bait and switch, folks. Who doesn't love a good gem to the wallet? Suddenly, we jump into a bustling town square, filled with people scratching their heads, asking the million-dollar question, where am I? The confusion is as thick as pea soup, and everyone's looking around for answers. The crowd is buzzing with confusion. A guy with a ponytail is all like, what's happening? I was home just a few moments ago. It's as if everyone got an invite to a party, but forgot how they got there. Zoom in on a guy with a bewildered look, questioning if he's dreaming. His eyes are practically screaming. Is this a dream? What's happening? Join the club, buddy. Another voice chimes in with a deep sigh. Who knows what's happening? Clearly, nobody's got a clue, and it's starting to feel like a live-action mystery novel. Out of nowhere, a ponytailed dude is faced with a sword and a question. Who are you guys? He's definitely not having the best day. The black-haired guy with a sharp gaze and sharper sword says, quiet down. I'm not going to explain things to you right now. Looks like he's the man with the plan, or at least he thinks so. As the sword-wielding guy continues, he drops some harsh wisdom. Survive on your own. I'll explain everything to those who survive. A survival game? Count me out. Enter a feisty fairy-like character, commanding attention with a shout. Here, here. Everyone, attention. Clearly someone's taking charge, fairy style. She's assigning roles like a boss. Is anyone a carpenter? Go over there. Next, is anyone a blacksmith or a tanner? Or a cook? She's got a plan, and it involves sorting everyone like a deck of cards. A bewildered man demands, what? I want an explanation. Meanwhile, others are pointing and asking, what's that small thing? It's pandemonium with a sprinkle of fairy dust. A red-haired girl with wide eyes asks, what is she doing? And the sword guy, now looking a bit more relaxed, explains, giving out roles. Since there are new facilities. Well, at least someone knows what's going on. If the guys who died earlier were summoned, they might have had other careers. This insightful comment comes from a fairy-like figure, hovering above a group of people with an air of mystery. The system in the waiting room's changing. This ominous announcement leaves everyone on edge, wondering what changes are about to roll in. Niflheimer. Just that name alone sends a chill down your spine, hinting at an icy, mystical realm, perhaps where our characters might be headed. Behold, a grandiose structure that looks straight out of a sci-fi fantasy. Its intricate design screams importance, but what role does it play in our story? Finally, a shout-out to read the latest releases at Asura.gg. Yeah, they're just... The adventure kicks off with a sharp call to attention, rallying the crowd. A dynamic girl, sporting a gothic style, questions the crowd about carpentry skills. A curious redhead looks on, wondering about the commotion as roles are divided due to new facilities. Our gothic heroine suggests those previously deceased could be useful for non-combat tasks. The system's about to change as parties form based on star ranks, and those without stars must rely on their strength. The master has a plan to thin the herd, sending fresh recruits into the dungeon for a brutal test of survival. A dazzling portal stands ready, beckoning the unprepared recruits. With the mystical gateway before them, the stakes are high. Tragedy strikes as John returns to the goddess arms. His bravery, one guy died already, sparking a conversation about whether more explanations should have been given to those at the lowest stage. The reply is cold but pragmatic. There's no need to explain to those who die so easily. Teddy's passing is announced with a somber message, acknowledging his grit and commitment forever remembered. The group stands together, acknowledging the fallen and the survivors. 2 have died, but 2 have survived, adding a layer of hope amidst the despair. A rallying cry goes out, urging Dika, Descartes, Sigler, and Chloe to prepare for the fight. One voice trembles, not ready to face the monsters ahead. As the tension rises, Aaron steps up, declaring his intention to fight alongside his companions, a show of bravery and camaraderie. However, a voice intervenes, telling Aaron that this isn't his fight, urging him to step back from the conflict. Amidst the chaos, a curious question arises about Aaron's past behavior, adding a touch of humor to the tense atmosphere. There is a discussion about adding Aaron to the party, with a note on his lack of combat skills, suggesting he wouldn't be a bad addition. Aaron's name is called with a sense of recognition, perhaps hinting at his potential or role in the upcoming events. A tip pops up, advising that heroes often seek combat, performing better when engaged in fights. A word of caution follows, warning against setting precedents. As the group moves forward, swords in hand, a reminder to stay vigilant and focus on the task at hand. In a lighter moment, a character complains about their dietary restrictions, yearning for better food than just potatoes. Finally, there's a pondering over whether the sky is bright and it seems to be watching over everything, like a god watching over the world. Like how a god looks down upon the world. A character with black hair and a mischievous grin reassures us that the god isn't that free to listen to every single person's voice. Meanwhile, in the tech world, someone is receiving filtered feedback about the cooking. Jenna and Han both show distaste at the culinary offerings, and this info is sent to the master. A bright flash signals a stage clear moment, and someone confirms no one died. A voice asks Aaron about his goblin-killing stats. With a casual air, Aaron admits to slaying only one goblin. But hey, at least he got the memo on the intent. Our gang decides it's time to head back, with a cheeky inquiry about finally escaping from the clutches of potatoes. A cheerful ooh echoes through a cozy dining space, sparking curiosity about the changes around. The crew notices the building's upgrade, dreaming of feasting on the high table if the master doesn't dub them useless. Excitement peaks as a redhead jubilantly announces the highest grade of lamb steak. Meanwhile, a blonde fellow seems content with turkey. Whoa, check out that bowl of potatoes. If this is what's for dinner, I'm not sure what kind of feast we're in for. The red-haired lady is not impressed. Condiments and potatoes, that's the entire menu? Our black-haired friend looks like he's about to lose his cool. Mr. Potato himself, Dolph, is about to get roasted, and not in the good way. This dude has zero cooking skills. The black-haired guy is like, this dude said he was a cook? Dolph's stats are looking more like a noob than a chef. Dolph's looking pretty sweaty. Maybe he's just got performance anxiety, or maybe he's realizing he's in hot water. Black-haired dude is chillin', but is not happy. Dolph doesn't even have a cooking skill? That's like hiring a fish to climb a tree. Anyone else got the cooking chops? He asks. Guess he's not putting all his eggs in Dolph's basket. Time for a new chef in town. Black-haired dude asks a girl if she's Chloe. She's caught off guard, but hey, she might save the day. Chloe's been volunteered as tribute. Potato duty is now hers. Hopefully, she's got more than a potato salad up her sleeve. A decision screen pops up. Will Chloe take over the kitchen? Seems like Dolph's culinary career is on thin ice. Dolph's sweating bullets. Wait, I'll make something better. Someone's desperate to keep their job. Chloe looks calm, but Dolph's pulling out all the stops. The black-haired guy isn't amused, though. Black-haired dude lays it down. Nice try, but don't lie about something you can't deliver. He's giving Dolph one last shot to prove himself. Looks like Dolph's got some serious thinking to do. Maybe it's time to learn how to cook. The scene opens with a mouth-watering spread of potato dishes on a wooden table, sparkling with the allure of a well-prepared feast. It's a potato party, and everyone's invited. From crispy fries to creamy mashed delights, it seems like potatoes are the star of this culinary show. Next, we see a bowl of fluffy mashed potatoes, and a voice enthusiastically remarks on the many flavors potatoes can offer. It's like a potato revelation. The sheer joy of discovering how versatile this humble tuber can be is palpable. A red-haired girl, with eyes as bright as her hair, excitedly tastes the potato dish, talking about the variety of flavors. Beside her, a mysterious woman with a blurred face listens. Who knew potatoes could bring such joy and wonder? As the scene continues, the focus shifts back to the bowl of mashed potatoes, and a fork is poised to dive into the deliciousness. The anticipation is real, and our red-haired friend seems to be savoring every bite. The atmosphere turns slightly serious, with a close-up of a forked potato and a stern warning. It's not just about enjoying the food anymore. Eat while you listen, a voice commands. There's a sense of urgency and a mysterious warning to tell the next newbies the same thing. A close-up of a person with dark hair holding a fork adds to the tension. If you don't want to end up dying, that is, the voice continues ominously. Clearly, there's more to this gathering than just a meal. Things just got a little intense. The scene shifts to the outside of a dimly lit building. The night is quiet, but the conversation inside continues. Is that true? Someone asks, disbelief evident in their tone. What secrets does this building hold? Back inside, a group gathers around the table, discussing their lack of fighting experience. The red-haired girl encourages them. Everyone, you got this. It seems like they're preparing for something big, and camaraderie is key. A couple of characters, Enoch and Chloe, are identified as the carpenter and the cook. They're reassured that they'll be helping in other ways. Everyone's got a role to play in this little potato adventure. A new character chimes in, uncertainly offering their skills as a carpenter too. The room seems filled with a mix of hope and tension. It's like they're all gearing up for a grand mission, but not everyone is confident in their abilities. A voice teasingly suggests that if the character lies again, they'll be recommended as a first sacrifice to the synthesis. Non-combat jobs have higher chances of survival, but it's not time to get cozy. If someone more skilled pops up, you might find yourself on the front lines. Everyone's munching at a table, with some intense conversation going on. Check out the redhead and the long-haired dude sharing a meal. Here's a bird's-eye view of their world, a massive compound, looking all mysterious and intense. It's like a fortress, hinting at some serious business going down. From the second day, things started to shift. Our hero's in training mode, just 3 others joined him. It's Gide, Hansen, and Oika, the young guns stepping up to the plate. Looks like a bit of a roll call at training. The boys are in the zone, but many are still MIA. Redhead thinks they're just scaredy cats, hiding away. Seems like Aaron's been a bad influence. In a good way, though. He's got them calling him Hyung Nim. Let's see how this training sesh goes. And boom, action time. Our hero's swinging through the training grounds, sending folks flying. It's a stat gap party, with him way ahead of the pack. Little flashback moment. If this were Earth, they'd be grinding for ages. But here, growth spurts are real, and they're wild. Jenna's skill's on fire. Her archery's already at level 5. Girl's got game, and she's showing it. She's not just about bows. She's got dagger skills too, hitting level 2. Watch out for those blades, folks. Aaron's got his spear moves, but he's stuck at level 2. He's the first in, last out. They're chatting about how their spirits are in sync because of their similar ages. One guy, who seems to have a bit of a big head, claims it's because he's high level, calling the other an idiot in a friendly banter way. The conversation continues with a curious question about level, and the confident one assures that they'll soon see who's boss, hinting at some hidden skills or powers. The scene shifts to a few days later, where a free 10-pull event occurred again. This time, Aaron and 3 others took charge without needing additional help, indicating their growing strength or confidence. It is mentioned that only 1 person died in the thinning process. A red-haired woman notes more people are coming, indicating an ongoing challenge or event that's attracting more participants. The red-haired woman continues, stating there will only be more, suggesting an increase in participants or challenges. The conversation shifts to a concern about the master not advancing to the 5th stage, despite clearing the 4th stage a long time ago, introducing an element of mystery or concern. The red-haired woman further expresses her thoughts, hinting that the 5th stage is significantly more challenging. A new character, possibly one of the earlier mentioned guys, comments that the 5th stage is on a completely different level and notes that the party members haven't been selected yet, indicating preparation for a significant challenge. The narrative shifts, describing a massive tower where every 5 stages the difficulty spikes, likened to a boss stage, setting the scene for a daunting challenge. The narration continues, expressing uncertainty about survival even with training, emphasizing the high stakes and danger involved. The scene transitions to a swirling vortex, indicating the intensity of the situation. The difficulty spike is described as hellish, adding a dramatic flair to the narrative. Finally, the scene concludes with a view of a complex structure, where the narrator decides not to inform Jenna, possibly hinting at the mysterious combat team is introduced, featuring 3 enigmatic individuals, Jenna Sarai, Han Israt, and Aaron Delcut. Each of them stands poised for action, with their identities shrouded in secrecy. As the lineup continues, we meet more members of this elite group. Gide, Hansen, and Dika add their own flair to the combat team, ready to take on any challenge that comes their way. Shifting gears, we meet the support team. Enoch and Chloe, the unsung heroes working behind the scenes provide the backbone for their combat counterparts, ensuring everything runs smoothly. A final nod to the creators and publishers, reminding everyone where to catch the latest releases of this